For lesson 5.4, we're looking at count and non-count nouns. Remember, nouns are persons, places, things, animals, or ideas. A count noun is something we can count. It has a singular and plural form. Let's look at some examples. We used 1 apple in the recipe. We used 2 pears in the recipe. Notice we can count these. They're nouns, apple, pears, they're things. And we can count them. 1 apple, 5 apples, 20 pears, 6 pears, 1 pear. We use a count noun in the singular form or plural form. We can put a, an, or a number before a count noun. So, in other words, we can say, I have an apple. Now, we would say an apple because apple begins with a vowel. But we would say, I have a pear. We use a in front of pear because pear begins with P, which is a consonant. Boil water and add sugar. Here is an example of non-count nouns. We use a non-count noun in the singular form only. In other words, we don't pluralize, we don't put an S at the end of non-count nouns. So we wouldn't say there are 3 waters or there are a lot of sugars. So we don't put a or an or a number before a non-count noun. We just use the noun itself. Boil water and add sugar. Notice there's no a, no an, no number in front of those. There are several types of non-count nouns. Let's look at them, and there are a lot. There's group A, group B, group C, group D, and group E. I don't want to go through every single one of them, and you can look at page 131 to see these, but let's look at a few. There are several types of non-count nouns. Remember, water is non-count, sugar is non-count. Milk, yogurt, paper, lightning, blood. Those are non-count nouns. Now, some of you may be thinking, well, if I have 3 pieces of paper, aren't I using a number? So doesn't that make it a counting noun? Well, a count noun is a noun that can be stated with a number in front of it. If I say I have 3 pieces of paper, I'm actually saying pieces, right? But I don't say I have 3 paper. All right, so these are Group A, non-count nouns. Group B, these are nouns that have parts that are too small or insignificant to count, like rice, sand, snow, popcorn. For example, popcorn. You would say, I have lots of popcorn. Yeah, that's okay. But you would not say, I have 17 popcorns, right? So that's a non-count noun. Group C, nouns that are classes or categories of things. The members of the category are not the same, like money or cash, furniture, clothing, mail, jewelry. You would not say, I have 3 clothing. No, you might say, I have 3 sweaters, or I have 3 pants, or I have 3 dresses. But you would not say, I have 3 clothing. Because clothing is a category of many types. So it's a non-count noun. Group D, nouns that are abstractions. Abstractions are like ideas, okay? Love, happiness, health, energy. You would not say, I have 3 love or 3 loves. No. I have 7 nutritions. No. I have 3 healths. No. So these are all non-count nouns. For Group E, some fruits and vegetables are usually non-count nouns. Notice it says some, not all. Like broccoli We usually use an adjective like some. Please hand me some broccoli. Or please hand me that broccoli. Celery, kale, cabbage. Now, remember, we could, just like with paper, there are 7 pieces of paper. We could use that word, pieces, and make it a counting, right? Because pieces now becomes the counting noun. So you could say, please hand me 2 pieces of broccoli. Please hand me 3 leaves of spinach, right? Okay. Let's move on to page 132 and look at our first exercise. Now this is exercise 6. It says fill in the blanks with a non-count noun from the box. All of these are non-count nouns. Advice, health, snow, work, freedom, corn, friendship, honey. You would not use numbers in front of any of these nouns. Okay, the first example is the Pilgrims wanted to find what? So we look up here in our box. They wanted to find freedom, freedom in America. Okay, there are 8 of those to do. Let's look at 5.5. Nouns that can be both count and non-count. Yeah, we have some cases in English where nouns can be used as non-count nouns or counting nouns. Let's look at some examples. Life in America was difficult. What kind of noun is that? Well, we're using it here as a non-count noun. But here, the Pilgrims had difficult lives. Non-count. The Pilgrims had a lot of trouble their first winter. The American Indians' troubles began when the Europeans arrived. So when you see it pluralized here, lives, troubles, that means it's being used as a counting noun. Now, the explanation says the meaning or use of a noun determines whether it is a count or non-count. Let's analyze these first 2. Non-count. Life in America was difficult. Why is that a non-counting noun? Well, because it's giving a generalization. It's saying for everybody, life was difficult. In this one, the Pilgrims had difficult lives. That's a counting noun. Why? Because each pilgrim individually had a difficult life. And so it's being used here as a counting noun. Let's look at this next example here and make sure you read through these. We put some fruit in the cranberry sauce. We prepare a lot of food for Thanksgiving. When we talk about fruit or food in general, these words are non-count nouns. You wouldn't say, we put 7 fruits in the cranberry sauce. You would usually just say, we put fruit in the cranberry sauce. Oranges and lemons are citrus fruits. Okay, so now we're using this as a counting noun. Remember, if it ends in S and it's plural, that means that it's being used as a counting noun. American Indians use cranberries as a food and as a dye. Okay, remember, this must be a counting noun because we have a in front of it, and we talked about that on the previous page. So when we are referring to kinds or categories of food or fruit, these words are counting nouns because we're specifying, we're narrowing down the type. Next, we ate some pie for dessert. We eat turkey on Thanksgiving. When a noun refers to a part of the whole, it is a non-count noun. We ate some pie, or part of a pie, so it's a non-count. We eat turkey on Thanksgiving. Well, we did not, all of us, each of us eat a whole turkey, right? So this is a non-count noun. My friend brought 3 pies to the Thanksgiving dinner. So what kind of noun is this? It's a counting noun. Why? Because it's got a number in front of it. If it had a in front of it, like a pie, that's counting. The pie, counting. 3 pies, counting. Okay? Or nothing at all is non-counting. We ate pie. That's a non-counting noun. 1 turkey is enough for the whole family. The number 1 is in front of it, so it's a counting noun. When a noun refers to the whole, it is a count noun. 1 turkey is enough for the whole family. Now with 5.5 we have exercise 7. Decide if each noun is given is count or non-count. If it is a count noun, change it to the plural form. Remember, count nouns are often shown with the plural form, with S on the end of it or ES on the end of it, and we've talked about how to pluralize a noun. If it is a non-count noun, don't change it, just leave it the same. So they give you the nouns here, and then you decide whether it's supposed to be a counting or a non-counting noun. The Pilgrims wanted freedom. We had to change this one because it's a counting noun, right? And we know that it wasn't just one pilgrim that wanted freedom. All the pilgrims wanted freedom. And then freedom is a non-counting noun. We don't say 3 freedoms, right? So how about this one? Let's do this together. American Indians have a lot of respect for, would it be natures or nature? Yeah, it would be nature. Why? Because it's a non-counting noun, right? Talking about something as a whole, everything inside of it, right? It's the same as saying our family our family ate pie for Thanksgiving. That's non-count because it's the whole thing, right? All right. Let's go on to 5.6. Units of measure with non-count nouns. Units of measure like feet, inches, pounds, grams. Those are units of measure. Miles, kilograms, kilometers. We don't usually put a number before a non-count noun, right? We talked about that. We don't usually put a number before a non-count noun. We use a unit of measure, which we can count. For example, 2 cloves of garlic. So we don't say 2 garlics, we say 2 cloves of garlic. So the unit of measurement for garlic is cloves. Okay. Let's look at some more examples. We won't look at all of them, but I'm trusting that you guys will look through these. A bottle of water. What's the unit of measurement? By container, right? A bottle. A cup of oil. What's the unit of measurement? Cup. A work of art. What is the unit of measurement? Work. A scoop of ice cream. What's the unit of measurement? Scoop. Now, if I said 3 scoops of ice cream, is ice cream then a counting noun or a non-counting? Well, the word ice cream is a non-count noun. But the words scoop of ice cream is counting. Counting noun. All right? Let's look at the exercise that goes with this lesson. Exercise 8. Listen to these ingredients for stuffing. Fill in the blanks with a unit of measurement. Looks like I have to hide it. Okay. So I guess you could go back and look at your answers, but I hope you don't. All right, here we go.
Before. Exercise 8.
1. A half cup of chopped onions. 2. 1 stick of butter. 3. 2 cloves of garlic. 4. 3 stalks of chopped celery. 5. 4 cups of dry bread cut into cubes. 6. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. 7. 1 tablespoon of dry parsley. 8. 1 cup of hot chicken broth.
Okay. Now, let's look at exercise 9. Fill in the blanks with a specific quantity or unit of measure plus of. Answers may vary. Okay, so sometimes there's more than one answer. Number 1, we bought 3 blank bread for Thanksgiving. So remember, they want a unit of measurement plus of. So unit of measurement for bread is loaves of bread. Let's look at the next one. Would you like a blank water with dinner? Well, the unit of measurement for water is usually a glass or a cup, right? That's what they mean by the answers may vary. You could put a glass of water or a cup of water, right? Let's go ahead and look at number 3. You'll need a blank butter to make the stuffing. Well, the unit of measurement for butter is stick. Okay, stick of butter. Stick of butter. Okay? And that's where we'll stop. Okay? So make sure you do all of these exercises and turn them in. And good luck.